Cousin Elspeth, would you come through here for a moment? I've something to show you.
I'm in the middle of some particularly difficult sewing. This had better be good. What on earth is that thing?
It's a guest. Her name's Anne.
Hello.
It's sitting on the good seat. Could you ask it not to?
It's all right. I put some paper down.
Why have you brought a guest? We've never had any need of those before.
I've got to thinking recently that it's about time I passed on my genes. And what with that and the cost of farm labour, I've decided to start courting. So I'm courting Anne here. It has a good wide bottom, don't you think? I'm sure the babies won't have too much trouble getting out of there.
Excuse me? What babies? I've only just met you.
What do you think, Cousin Elspeth? It's no bad for its age.
Excuse me, what are you talking about? I am here.
I think you'd better get back to courting it, Cousin Tom. It doesn't look very receptive at the moment.
Will you tell me what the hell's going on, Tom?
You're right. It looks quite agitated. I'll get back to it. Is something the matter, Anne? You were smiling coming up the road.
That was when I thought I was coming for a cup of tea. I don't know where you got this idea that we're courting, and how dare you talk to me about babies like that?
Of course you know we're courting, Anne. You shouldn't joke with me like that. I'm no very good at picking up irony.
Will you tell him I haven't got the faintest idea what he's talking about?
Did you hear that?
I did, but I don't know what she means. I couldn't have been more obvious. I mean, I took my hat off for a start, and I have a flower in my buttonhole, look.
Well, if you took your hat off, I don't know what it's complaining about.
Don't mind me, will you? I'll see my own way out.
So is that not how they go about things these days? I'll have to improve my technique.
Well, if you must, you must. But if you're going to, could you not get one with thinner arms? The back of the stove needs doing.
I can't help feeling ripped off. I mean, if I'd been around today, I'd have got my own show and everything.
Did you?
Yes.
And did...
Mate, no, I didn't go, not in the middle, I actually went to the...
Everybody, this is Buzz Aldrin.
Hi everybody, sorry I'm late. I was on the phone to NASA.
We were just talking about holiday destinations, Buzz.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I was saying that you know, Thailand's all very well and good, but the place I really love at the moment is the Australian outback, because it's just so deserted.
Yes, Australia is nice. But if you really want to get away from it all, there's no better place than the moon. I've been to the moon.
Oh yeah, my granddad died down a mine. Oh, it were awful. My nan sat there wailing for weeks. She just sat there saying, oh, he should never have gone down that mine. He should never have gone down that mine. And she were right. He shouldn't have gone down that mine. The bloody bus driver. We don't know what he was doing down the flipping mine. Neither did the 50 people on the 226 from Rotherham, to be honest. No, it came as a great shock to a lot of people.
Oh wow, it's one of those new BMWs. Brilliant, they can go over 200 miles an hour easily.
Yes, boys, the new BMW is fast. But when I went to the moon, I went on a Saturn V rocket. They go 17,000 miles per hour. I've been to the moon.
Yeah, you said.
Some people think it must be Hitler, and some say Pol Pot. But I think my finest work would have to be Cliff Richard.
Did you see Jonathan Edwards in Stuttgart? He's on top form. He went over 18 metres, the best in Europe this year.
Yes. Yes, that is a long way. On Earth. But when I went to the moon, I could jump over 18 meters in a single bound. I've been...
My grandma, Mrs. Large, was a medium. In fact, she was the smallest medium in the Large family, and she was known as Small, Medium, Large. She had 4 sisters: Medium, Medium, Large, Medium, Large, Medium, Large, Large, Medium, Large, and Belinda. But we don't talk about her.
Jay, I once knew a bitch, worked in market research. And do you know, one day, the data that the public gave her told her that she was obsolete.
This
We are the pod.
Electronic mind vehicle. Digital eye jockey.
Dialogue.
This is the future.
Dream your visions. Play with what's real.
In order to come to terms with the nature of our own reality, it's important to explore various creative and domestic dynamics. Nostalgia, power, status. How do these things interpenetrate? What happens when you say, I can't handle it, I want to put things together that don't exist, and forcing them together, like just squashing them up?
Is your mother-in-law and your dad a judge?
What are you doing, Cousin Tom? I thought you were going to wash those cattle. If the RSPCA see them in that state again, they'll make us keep chickens.
There is time for that later, Cousin Elspeth. I'm composing an advertisement for the newspaper.
What are you advertising?
Myself. My need to procreate is greater than ever, but all the women in the village have said no.
So you think an advertisement will work?
Well, it's either this or I'll be going to the Philippines for a fortnight to buy something.
So what have you written so far?
I've written, women wanted for bearing my children and farm work. Would prefer blonde and young, but any fertile spinsters considered. Reply to etc., etc. What do you think?
Well, I don't think they should be taught to read in the first place. So if you do get any replies, they'll be entirely unsuitable.
But do you think it'll work?
How would I know?
Well, you're a woman, aren't you? Is this the kind of thing that'd get you going?
Need I remind you, Cousin Tom, that you are my cousin and you can keep that kind of language for the fields. I don't know what going is, and even if I did, I wouldn't discuss it with you.
So can I take it you're not going to help me?
You can.
I'll do it myself then. Perhaps it should be more exciting. After all, they'll want to think they're going to enjoy themselves before they let me use their wombs. I've got it. Fun Fun, fun. Woman wanted for bearing my children and farm work. There. That should have them like flies round cowshite.
If we don't stand up, what is the point of having a spine? Let's rip them all out and learn to crawl again. Yay!
All day long, I felt like smashing my face in a clear glass window.
Oh, Jay, top me up.
Out, and smashed out the phone box round the corner.
Now, do you know whose hair I would love to get my hands on? That Liz McDonald off Coronation Street. Is it any wonder she's always angry with hair like that? I mean, let's face it, you'd be fed up, wouldn't you, if you had Mick Hucknall's pubes on your head? I know I was.
Cousin Elspeth, isn't it true that a person has to suffer for love?
I have heard it said. Have you still not had any replies from your Lonely Hearts advertisement?
You know full well I haven't. It's just I was wondering how much suffering is generally allowed in these cases.
Would this have anything to do with those noises coming from the barn?
Aye, might well do.
So are you going to tell me about it?
Well, I was driving back from Toon and I came across this hitchhiker and I got to thinking she'd make a fine wife with her big thighs. So I gave her a lift and now I'm keeping her in the barn. I was getting to thinking of keeping her until she's tame and then marrying her. She's a foreign girl, so she won't be missed. But now I'm starting to wonder if the whole thing might not be a bit morally wrong. What do you think?
Well, we wouldn't want it to go to the police, because I believe kidnapping is one of the more serious crimes.
Is that right? Well, I suppose it must be morally wrong if it's against the law too. I'll spin it round a few times and let it loose after tea.
At it again.